Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther and for this week I have a sketchbook tour for you guys. So on social media I'm getting multiple questions about my way of sketching and how I do my little drawings and what materials I use, like what is helpful, how to make art while traveling. So I will try to cover most of it in today's video by walking you through this journey and showing you some of my sketches. But before I will get into it, make sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you will not miss any of my new content. Okay, let's start. So this is just a couple of my travel sketches and it's for the last 5 years. Actually, you can use any kind of paper you like, any texture. I will suggest using mixed media paper or like really thick watercolor paper, like this one. It's one of my favorite. I think you can buy it on Amazon or any online art supply store, but it has really thick mixed media watercolor paper. So you can work with watercolor, you can work with inks, with markers, with gouache paint. The paint will not go through it, so it's really good quality paper. But also I had experience with painting on really thin paper and it will also work, but if you paint too much on one sheet of paper, it could really be ruined a little bit if you put too much water and stuff like that. So I will prefer buying watercolor paper, sketchbook with watercolor paper. I love this one because it's pocket size and it's made by ArtCreation, so it's really small and you can easily fit it in your purse and just take it with you everywhere you go, and it's really comfortable. Also, I really love these fun ones. As you see, it's super fun to paint on them. It's actually work like normal book, but it's just really funny thing. Also, when I'm traveling, especially to different countries, I love to buy their local paper, like their local sketchbooks, because it's just really different experience and it's really fun to try different techniques or same techniques on the different paper. You can get really cool effects sometimes. For example, I bought this tiny cute thing when I was in Nepal, and it's handmade by Nepali women, and it has this interesting texture. So the paper, it's like rice paper, so it's really textured and it's kind of uncomfortable to paint on it at first, but then it just gives this really interesting visual texture, which I really like. Also, if you are not into painting so much, but you love like sketching, like just sketching with graphite or with pencils, you can buy like a really simple one with just drawing paper, and I used to have one of them. So it just has this really thin paper and it was also handmade. It was a present. So I just sketched like costumes while like trying to work in the theater back then. Okay, so another really important factor is art supplies you use. I personally, for me personally, because I really love working in mixed media, I don't like just sketching with my pencils. It just seems really boring for me. So I prefer to have as many art supplies as I can, and it's not that easy while I'm traveling. So these are like my set of the things I'm using all of the time, and it has been really helpful for me. So I'm using normal watercolor. Have this box, it's from Russian company and it's actually really good, and I really like using this one. It has like multiple pigments and just colors are so vibrant and bright, and light fastness is amazing, so it's probably my favorite brand from all of the brands I have used. and try it. Also, I have a gouache set, and for me it's also working really well because I love painting with oils and acrylic, and gouache kind of gives me this feel of acrylics or oil because I can work over the same area, and I could cover with like white or different colors. I can just layer, so it's really like more like acrylic, and I really love this gouache set. Also, I really love this weird shiny watercolor set I ordered from AliExpress because the colors not that vivid, but they're all shiny, so I really like adding somewhere in my sketches this like shiny effect because it really looks interesting for me. Also, I love to add to my sketches like over watercolor or before watercolor. I love to use fine liners and watercolor pencils. You can draw with them first and then add water and it moves like watercolor, or you can make it like more sharp afterwards. Using multiple mediums just gives more depth and fun into the process and into the finished piece in general, so I love mixing all of them. In addition to my gouache set, which looks more similar to watercolor, I have tubes of gouache paint that is very more intense and concentrated, so if I wanna add like extra color or extra vibrancy, I just will go with these tubes, but they're really small. It really fits in makeup bag or something like that, and you can also bring it with you on the trip. It's really helpful. I personally always carry a bottle of water, like a small bottle of water, in case I would love to sketch something, but another great alternative will be using refillable brushes, and these are really great because you put water inside and then you just squeeze and it goes like right into the palette. It's really good because you don't worry to split water all over if you're like in the car or in the hotel. Like it's just way more safe for artists to use them. And these are my gel pens, some of them. Seriously guys, I know that not everyone thinks that they're good at sketching, or I don't know, they're just afraid to try it, but honestly it's not something you have to be great at. It's just really fun. Like you can keep painting while traveling, and you can bring some art supplies and you can experiment and you can try new things, you can draw like whatever around you, and it really gives you way like deeper experience of places you go. It's so different from taking a photo when you like in the new country especially, or just like different town or your town, but you went to this like park or garden, like some really beautiful place, and you got to sit and paint or like sketch there. You just have way deeper experience of the place and your feelings and everything around you, and especially if it's new country, you will have like more valuable memories from this day because you like absorb everything around you, and it's hard to explain, but it's really like you have to try it. And every time you're painting outdoors, it's kind of this, you know, I call it shameless self-promotion, because you will gather people around you. If you just drawing outside, you can expect people coming to you and like looking what you do and asking you questions, and that was also really fun. Like it was how I sold my first watercolor while being in my art college, because I just have to paint a lot of architecture, and I went and I sit and painted in the front of my favorite French cafe, and while I was painting, the owner came to me and asked if I could sell this piece, and I sold it, and it's still in this cafe, and every time I go back to my hometown, to Odessa, and I just go there with my family, and it's so cool like seeing like something on the wall that you painted while only taking these first steps in your art career, and it's really special for me. You have to try it. You can get like new followers, new friends, new just people interested in your art, and it gives you interesting experience being on the public and making art. in the front of people, and maybe it's not for you introverts, but it's really fun. Introverts should try it at least once, okay? Deal. And the last but not least, it will be more about ideas of what to sketch. As I said before, like when you're just painting like from life, outdoors, like buildings, trees, just everything around you, architecture, it's called plein air painting, and it's obviously from life. You sit in the specific spot and you paint what you see. And I really love to do this, but also you can just make stuff from your head, or take something you see around you and put it together in the composition, or you can already experiment with ideas for your future paintings. Most of the times before I start doing a big painting, I will do a couple sketches and experiment with the idea I have and make the composition right before going to the canvas. And sometimes I see something, it pops in front of my eyes, and I just really get this quick idea to paint something, and I sketch it in my sketchbook, and then I work on this idea, and then it was just like something random. But going back after my trip, I'm like, oh, it's really cool, I really want to make it a painting, so I do a painting from it. So experimenting while sketching also will give you this field of new ideas, maybe techniques, because you don't afraid to, make a bad painting. It's just exercising, and you have so much more freedom to create. So you will came up with new ideas for your painting this way, and it's really amazing. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please share it with your friends, with your artist friends, someone you think it could be interested in this, and your support means really a lot for me. I'm super grateful. I'm so far so excited and happy about this whole YouTube journey. And yeah, thank you so much for everyone, and see you next week. Also, if you want to check out the products I'm using personally for sketching, I will link them down below. And also, if you want to check my Instagram page and sketches I post, because it's so much more sketches from my traveling on my Instagram page than here, obviously, because it's YouTube. Link down below. Also my plein air videos and everything I will link in the description box down below. Let me know in the comments, what do you like to sketch, if you like sketching. And make art, stay creative, be free.